What's up, y'all, and welcome to Three Brothers. That ain't right, but it's two brothers. Ain't two brothers either, but it's Rich and Jack. One brother's and a shot of milk. Today we're
One
talking
brothers.
movies, TVs, comic books, video games, action figures, and so much more. We're not deep diving into any content specifically, but we're going to be talking about a lot of content generally. But before we get into any of that, Rich,
So,
how was your week, man? How was your Halloween?
my Halloween I spent at home. I got sick like I don't know, maybe like Tuesday ish, and it really
Yeah.
hit me on Halloween. So I got called out of work and I just chilled at home, did nothing. Actually, that's a lie. I didn't do anything. I did a little bit of gaming and sleeping, a whole lot of sleeping. But my week has been chill. Haven't really done much. Black Ops, a little bit of Black Ops. We got a beta for Monster Hunters Wild
Okay.
that I got into. Not bad. I'm liking the new improvements on it. So far, it's very small. You've got a bunch of monsters. Just if everyone familiar with Monster Hunter, then you got your map, and you got your big monsters kind of just lurking around, as well as little monsters. So you get like maybe like 3 or 4 big
Is
monsters
it
to fight.
is it like DLC to the previous one or is it new?
No, it's new. This is a new
Oh,
game. Yes, sir.
nice.
So rocking with that. I'm really enjoying it. The the actual release, I believe it's in February, so we got some time. Um, what else? That's it. That's all we've been doing. Watch my usual shows. I just finished up with actually no, I didn't finish it. I started from see episode 7 of From. Finished all of Teacup. Y'all ain't
Oh,
watching that. If y'all didn't watch it, you can watch all of it now. It's 8 episodes. They're an hour a pop, like 45 minutes to an hour, and but still, it's good stuff. It's
the
good stuff.
trailer for it looked great. It
Mm.
looked very interesting. Teacup, but it's only on Peacock.
It's only on Peacock, yeah.
I
Yeah,
canceled my Peacock earlier this year.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is one of, like there's so many streaming platforms to pay for at this point.
There is. You end up. What I end up doing is I just end up canceling one and going back to another one, or end up canceling like whatever ones I'm not using the most. I just cancel them, and I pick up whatever is coming out. Like I think I canceled Paramount Plus a while ago. I canceled Disney Plus because I'm like, there's nothing coming out that I'm watching on that anymore, so might as well get rid of it. I unpaused Hulu because there's
Whoa, whoa,
a
whoa!
what's up?
Agatha all along.
Anyway, so I canceled Disney Plus. Get out of here. I unpaused Hulu because there's what Bleach that came back on. There's a whole bunch of my regular shows that are on there, so there's a whole bunch of content for me to be watching on that. I think once I'm done with Peacock, because if nothing else is out on Peacock, I'll probably cancel that and I'm gonna go back to Apple Plus or Apple TV because Silo is coming back on season 2 of Silo. So you got to juggle things. You're juggling things.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't.
Nah,
Not unless you big balling out here, you can pay all the subscription
I
services
just
and
so much to keep track of.
yeah, true, true. But
Pop
that's
Johnson
what
in
I'm
the
on.
house. A little bit of love.
What's
Oh,
going on?
love
What's
you
going
too,
on?
man. How was my week? You said.
I did.
All right. Well, I finished Agatha all along, and
Hmm.
listen, it's not bad content. She's spectacular in it. Everyone's raving about her performances, and it's really good. And by the time you get to the end of the season, it is very much a WandaVision second season. No spoilers exactly, but it, there are some real strong parallels. I watched Clint Eastwood's new movie, Juror Number Two.
Okay.
All right, so here's not spoiling anything. The trailer is, if you watch the trailer, it's about a juror who's a guy who's selected for jury duty, and he
Hmm.
shows up to find out that the trial, it's a murder trial, and the person on trial for murder, uh, the juror thinks he's actually one who might have accidentally done the crime.
Okay.
Right. And so that's the trailer. The trailer sets up that a juror is selected for jury duty, and as he's watching the case unfold, he realizes that I accidentally hit someone in the middle of the night in this very specific location, knocked her off a bridge. She was concussed by rocks. That's in the trailer, and the guy on trial is innocent because I did it. And so that's in the trailer. So I watched the trailer and I made some hypothesis for the movie. I was like, all right, if you give me all that information in the trailer alone, then there's got to be some kind of cool development that makes the journey, other than just good performances, worth taking the ride, right?
Right.
So I had proposed that what probably happens is the juror does one of two things: either admits his guilt and gets the guy free,
Okay.
only to find out that the guy was actually responsible in the first place, and the dude didn't hit the lady as a hit and run, but hit a deer or something. I was like, that would be better.
Uh-huh.
Also, the murder suspect was white, and I thought I was kind of like the gave the film no balls, right? Like, why don't you make it a little more, make the
Yeah.
guy ethnic,
Make what? Okay.
make him, say something about the political system. Like, it was so easy for them not to look at anyone other than this guy when this juror who's sitting on the
Maybe he's a
bench is
poor white
actually,
guy, living in a trailer park.
well, that's kind of what they did. And I was like,
Mm.
it's a watered down version. You're gonna go that way, go big, right? Go big or go home. So I'm watching the movie, and it's Clint Eastwood, and Clint Eastwood is spectacular storyteller. He anchors on character development. He really the story. He lets the script speak for themselves. He's not one of those directors that really puts himself all over the content. He lets the content kind of speak for itself. But man, I watched this film and the trailer gave it all away. That's all I'll say. The trailer gave it all away.
Okay.
Okay. Is that spoiler? Trailer gave it all away. Whatever. Anyway, it's if you're looking for a good movie with good performances and kind of a medium story, it's pretty good. Anyway, that was my week. Let's see. Oh, Rich,
Well, what's up?
do you know why Mary Jane broke it off with Spider-Man?
Why did Mary Jane break it off with Spider-Man?
Because he was so clingy.
Okay. I mean,
Hey, yo.
because he's a spider.
We'll take it.
I get it. Yeah.
We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. He hated it. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. We're skipping all this segments. Let's go down the block. Let's get ourselves to the collector's corner.
That's not it. It's show and tell time.
That's right. Here at the collector's corner, we're taking toys out of our toy chest, video games out of our vaults, comic books out of our cases. We're showing it to the world. This is our collection. It can be worth millions of dollars in some cases, probably not, or just sentimental in most cases. Rich, you want to go first?
I mean, I really ain't got nothing, but let's see what I can scratch up around here.
Right, because there's only so much to pick from back there.
I mean, it is what it is. You ever seen these mini pops? They're like keychains.
Yo, I'm digging some of these mini pops. I actually like them better than the main pops.
I'm gonna show you a couple of mines. We had one in the Palisades Mall where it was literally just I believe it was Pops. Yeah, it was just a pop store.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't last long, but there's a pop store.
There's a couple in this mall. I'm surprised. I mean, there's so many. There are thousands of different pops.
Yeah, I mean, but you can go to like other places within the mall. Like, there's too many places selling pops within the mall itself. And maybe if this place came out sooner, it probably would have been a little bit better because then, they would have had like the monopoly on pops. But you can go to like what not Spencer. Oh, you can go to Spencer's. You can go to what's the other place? Hot Topic. GameStop. You got places all over the place. Then you got the like the comic book place within the mall, and then there's actually a collectible place, Godfather Collectibles, I believe it is, something like that.
Yo,
So,
Rich.
what's
I'm
up?
sorry to cut you off. Look who's in the. Look who made it to the show today.
Yo, what's
ETC.
going
Where
on,
have
my
you been,
guy?
man? We've missed you. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I was talking to ET. I mean, the man's been busy. He's been working.
I
But yeah,
know.
I've been seeing him on that Warhammer. I need to pick that up.
Uh,
Well, yeah. So I got Zombie Gambit. There goes one. Bam. And they're like the little keychain joints. I'll take them out. Nah, I'm not gonna take them out. But, we got Zombie Gambit over there, looking very zombified. If you want to focus,
so that's like a medium-sized pop.
No, it's like his the size of a regular pop.
Oh, look at this though.
But you got
Look
a smaller pop?
Dude, look at how small they get. It's the size of my thumb.
Oh, dude, look at that. Yeah.
Who knew?
Huh. Oh yeah.
Wait, so show me. So how many of those? I'm gonna call them mediums because, or these are like minis.
Yeah, these are specific keychains. These are pocket pop keychains. So I got him. I got they're a bunch of randoms. I got Crossbones.
Make your screen bigger. There we go.
All right, so I got Crossbones from Civil
Nice.
War. My camera doesn't want to focus because it's being a jerk.
It's because you got your blur out filter on, right?
I got the blur. No, I don't got the blur on. I took it off.
Oh.
I got this little bad boy, Baby Niffler from. Can I get you to focus? Stop being a jerk.
Yeah, there you go. That worked.
Yeah. Then I got.
What is that from?
That's from what was that? One of the Harry Potter stories.
The
Grinds of Grimwald.
Yeah.
Got me a Demigorgon. Boom.
Gross.
Yeah. And then I got me a Deadpool.
Of course.
You gotta have a Deadpool, right?
He's in blackface there.
He's in black. First of all, calm down. Second of all, you're right. He is. But yeah. So I've got these. I think they were all on they were all on sale. They're all on clearance because the place was closing down by the time I got there. But yeah, that's it. This is what we got.
Pretty good.
Mini pops, keychain pops. Nothing special.
I like that actually. But pops are already cute because they're small, extra cute.
Yours, wow! I got really excited there. Excuse me. Yours was kind of cute too. The little baby pop. Anyway,
Corey Pearson in the house. 2 brothers in 1 podcast. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
You know what?
That's good. All right. So my show and tell. I'm showing off a couple things. All in the family of cards. So
Okay.
So here's a little stack of cards. It's a set of 10. I believe we got these with Game Player magazine, maybe.
Okay.
So number 1, you remember this game, Rich? Eternal Champions.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the number 1. Number 2, Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 is great. It looks like she's kicking them in the nuts. And the other thing that's fun about these cards is they have cheat codes on the back of them.
Oh, all right.
Back when you had to number crunch the cheat codes in. NHL 94.
Okay.
Guess that tells you when these cards came out.
Yeah.
My favorite card, Mega Man X.
Mega Man X. All right.
I love me some Mega Man X. Mega Man X, I was like my favorite game because in addition to the, just the other skills you can get, you can literally level his armor up. So you got the jump, you got the extra armor, the headpiece, and you upgrade his gun. I love me some Mega Man X.
He loves Mega Man.
They had X2. Come on. Secret of Mana. Remember that game?
I do. I don't think I played it, but I remember seeing it.
Sonic, of course.
Of course, yes. Got a chili dog? Was he licking his lips?
He's just smiling, man. He's just smiling. NBA Jam,
Yes, I mean, who doesn't love an NBA Jam? Come on,
Mortal Kombat, the
of course.
original.
Yes.
And again, we got cheat codes on the back, which is great. You want to unlock some of that blood?
Yeah.
You had to unlock it before.
And people
Uh,
still complain about it. They were like, "Oh, it's too violent."
yeah, you couldn't even get without Aladdin. Did you ever play this game?
I did.
Surprisingly fun. Those Disney games were fun. And then we had Ninja Turtles. This was the good old side scroller. No,
Yeah.
actually, this was tournament style. Tournament style, where you were fighting.
Oh, I don't
I
think
don't
I
know if I
played
remember
that
this
one.
one.
Yeah.
So that's one stack. And Corey in the house says, "Yo, those were mine." Well,
Uh
were might be the operative word there, brother.
oh. Oh wow.
I've been preserving these cards since the 90s. Oh, talking about preserving cards. Now, here's something that's cool. So recently, I picked up a couple random $3 packs of cards. One of them had a rebate in it, or a like a scratch off kind of game thing on it.
Okay.
And inside the scratch off was a rebate. So I went on to their Upper Deck website and I typed in the code and I won this
Oh damn.
that
Oh,
that was supposed to take months to get to me, but only took a couple of weeks.
that's
Which I,
the Guardians, right?
yeah, it's the
It's
majority
not
of the
all. Yeah.
Guardians. Yeah, yeah, these guys,
Okay.
and it's on a cool little handmade booklet. This
That's
thing
pretty dope.
shipped from Japan, I believe, which I thought was pretty cool. And it came in a case. And I see this little booklet. I was like, how random was it that I bought one of these anime Marvel packs and opened it? And so I was like, are these rebates and these little scratch off things in every pack? And the guy was like, no, you're lucky to get one per box.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, cool. So I checked it out, and this thing's selling online for about $100. So I was
Okay.
like, cool. I don't know if I'd be able to sell it, but it's cool to add to the collection. And then I picked up just your standard annual Marvel Upper Deck pack, and I opened it up. Rich, I literally bought like one pack of that, and I opened them up. And in this one, I got a one of one, meaning there's only one on the planet,
I
hand
mean,
drawn.
at this point, you should just play the lottery because what are we talking about? Like,
That's what I'm talking
go get some
about.
scratch offs, man. Like, what are
That's
you
what I'm
doing?
talking about. I was so surprised to pick this up. This is a one of one, hand drawn by the artist in the pack, and
And
the
it's
thing was in a
signed.
sleeve. It was in a sleeve when I opened it,
Nice.
and I
That's
was like,
nice.
"Yo, how exclusive is this?" Pretty exclusive. It's one of one. But so what they did is they had an artist series, and I went back into the shop and I was talking to the guy. I was like, "How hard is it to get these? Are these like one per box, or what's up with that?" And he goes, "I'll tell you the truth. I opened 5 boxes and I didn't get one." And I was like, "You telling me I picked a random pack out of the slot there and I got I got it?" He's like, "Geez." So this
That's
thing I
crazy.
saw selling, or not this one, but artist sketches selling between 100 and 300. So I thought that was pretty
Nice.
cool. And I like that it
Yeah.
was Daredevil is a cool character. You know, you could get a lamer character. So I was pretty happy with that. That's my one of one.
That was pretty sick. All right.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. And that's my show and tell.
That's nice. Corey still wants his cards back.
That's good. Come get them. Come get them. Now, ETC says, not really a Pops collector, but I have a few. But out of curiosity, can you find those mini Pops at Target? Yes. Well, the ones I have, I got it at Target. And I don't know about the keychain ones.
Yeah, the keychain ones, maybe you find them at GameStop, but I got, like I said, I got those from a pop store that closed down in the mall by me. So,
I'll show you this other Pop thing I picked up while I'm here. It's just like
Oh yeah, it's like that was like a little placard, a little pin,
Yeah,
almost.
you can either lean it on your desk like that, or you can pin it to your jacket or whatever.
Yeah, I've seen those. You go to the Pops website, you'll see those.
Yeah, I kind of dug this more than the pop. It takes up less space, which I can
Yeah,
commit to that. It's getting harder and harder for me to commit to space. All right,
true.
let's resize this thing. Let make me go down. There we go. And I think it's time for some news.
It's time for the news. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We have a thing for that. Where are you at?
Job breaking news.
All right. Our first bit of news. Let's see. All right, here's our first bit of news.
All right.
It's not exactly rumor, but it's not exactly anything either. But executives at Warner Brothers have said they are in the early stages of working on a Game of Thrones movie.
Okay.
Great. That's kind of the response I was expecting.
I mean,
My question is, why?
yeah, like, can we just finish up with the series first, and then, like, where would this take place? When would this take place?
Right. Right now we're in a prequel series.
Right.
Game of Thrones was, I mean, so many episodes to get that content. So you're not telling that story again. Or if you are telling that story again, you're telling a really condensed, watered down version of it, or
Mm-hmm.
at least really condensed version of it. And if you're pushing on past the version, the Game of Thrones content that we saw, then you're actually into uncharted waters that you're just creating the story because those books don't even exist, right?
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I don't know. But they're working on it.
Okay.
Arcane season 2, which is dropping very soon. Is it dropping next week?
Next week, yes, on the 9th.
Whoa. Arcane season 2. So Arcane season 1, in my opinion, one of the best shows that had dropped uh, when it dropped, is finally getting its second season, which is dropping next week. And it's also going to be the last season.
Yep, stuff in
It's the second season and the finale all wrapped up in one. And when asked, the showrunner responded, I'll paraphrase, but they basically said, look, we set out to tell a very specific story and we told the story we wanted. So why fluff it?
Not mad at that. To the point.
No, I'm mad at that. Maybe a little sad because, man, season 1 was so good. So hopefully season 2 is equally good. And it sounds like if they were really focused on telling a concise story, then it probably will be pretty good. All right, for all you out there who enjoyed Agatha all along or into tarot cards, you're in luck because you can pick up your very own Agatha themed version and guidebook.
Right.
Look
Okay.
at you, Rich. Look at you,
Sure.
Rich. I know there's someone out there who's excited for that news.
Bless their heart.
Bless their heart. And in other exciting news, Jon Favreau's perhaps greatest cinematic achievement, Cowboys and Aliens, is getting a 4K remastered version.
Okay. All right. Listen, I enjoyed Cowboys and Aliens. You know, it was simple. It was to the point. Adventure, aliens, western. Why not? Have you
Yeah,
watched it?
of course I
Am I?
did. My brother,
Am I think?
my brother worked on that one.
Okay. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it. All right. I watched. I don't know why we need a remaster, but I watch it.
yeah. Or how about a re-release?
Or re-release. No.
Get us back in the theaters watching it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Because I
It's
didn't watch it
funny.
in the theaters. I watched it. I watched it on one of the streamers. I'll definitely watch it in the theaters.
Well, speaking of movies that are getting a re-release in the theaters, Nightmare of Elm Street is getting a remastered 4K version that will be released in theaters.
Okay.
But I also feel like if it's not out right now, didn't they kind of miss the window?
Yeah, they kind of did, but you know
I
what?
mean,
If it gets people in the theaters, why not? There's really no good time to watch a horror movie, or there's no bad time to watch a horror movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a better time might be Halloween. Come on,
Yeah.
October. It's trendy. It's trendy. If I'm doing a horror movie and I'm gonna drop it, I'll drop it in October. Although I'm gonna compete with more horror content, I'm also at the time of the year where everyone's trying to watch more content.
Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Wait a second. Corey's saying, did I misunderstand? So is the they're remaking it?
No. It's a remastered version. A
Okay.
remastered.
All right.
Yes, it did stray from the source material.
No, I didn't know nothing about the source material. So what I saw, I enjoyed.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's Cowboys and Aliens. It's not lying. ETC says the new Blade movie has been suspended indefinitely. That's true. So ETC, what's happening is it looks like the new Blade movie with Mahershala Ali is out, and what they're now focusing on is a Midnight's Sun movie with Snipes playing Blade, and they're looking at casting a Ghost Rider. I believe they're considering the guy from the Agents of Shield.
Guy from Agents of Shield.
I could be wrong about that, but I think that's one of the people they're looking at, or they'll just recast them. But it looks like they're now doing Midnight Suns film instead. Corey says the wife and kid are excited about them. They look cheap. Oh, the tarot cards. Yeah. Oh, I worked on that one. Oh, he's talking about Cowboys and Aliens.
Oh, okay.
All right. And back to the news. Hot Toys has just dropped their first look at the T1000 action figure for the T2 Judgment Day. Oh, can you pull that up?
Yeah, hold on. Is it
T1000 Hot Toys action figure. This thing looks great. It just looks great. The detail on it, it's Hot Toys. And the image I saw is where he's all blown up by the little mini cannon gun.
I have multiple joints. Let's go with this one.
He's pulling it up.
I'm pulling it out. Pause.
Whoa. No. Pulling it up. Yeah, so look at this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, got a hefty price tag on it too.
Well, it's Hot Toys, and the level of detail you get for that price tag is pretty spectacular. But yeah, you're paying a premium, but you're paying a premium for a premium figure. I mean, the level of detail on these guys are just nuts. Here's some Rumorville. Rumors are
Rumors
look
are.
how good this thing look. Rumors are that there's some new Predator films in the work.
Okay.
One of which is Predator versus Samurai.
All right. Okay.
And another is Predator versus Pirates. Or I may be confused, and it might actually just be Predator versus Samurai and Pirates.
I mean, they existed at the same time, right? Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah, we certainly had ships around the same time. Now, my question is: do we need this content? Do we want this content?
Not really. I mean, nah. It's like, is this like an animated thing? Is this going to be live action?
I think it's live action.
Oh wow. Oh man. Nah. I don't think so. Nah.
We don't,
really.
right?
No, not really.
But I mean, we did get the. There are all these Predator figures with swords and stuff coming out. You know.
Yeah, and if you watch, I believe it was Predator or Predators, the one where they were dropped onto the game planet. You
Yeah.
had that Yakuza character who found an authentic samurai sword and actually fought and killed one of the predators with it. So I mean, I guess you can get some of the connections of when they got that sword, or when they're in those timelines. Because even in Predator 2, where he gave Danny Glover
Gun?
the gun.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess you can make some connections to all that, but who knows? They probably won't do that at all.
They
I'll
probably
watch it
will.
though.
Yeah, they're gonna get your $20. They're gonna get my $20 too, if I'm being honest. But I mean, what's next? What about like predators versus dinosaurs?
No, that's
Like,
ridiculous.
where did the mashups? Where did the mashups? Well, why not? Predator versus T Rex.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like then you're pretty much going to get like a stripped down predator, like no technology on him. He's just out there just running the wilderness.
But listen to this. You know that they're sitting in a room having this conversation, and they're going, "Yeah, what about like Predator versus T Rex? Like people would see that, right? I mean, how did that last Godzilla movie do? Right? We gave him the Met Gauntlet Godzilla.
Well,
they're sitting there having these conversations.
That's different. Listen, that person who's bringing up Predator versus T Rex is probably like, go get coffee. Tim, go get coffee now.
Maybe. All right, I want to talk a little bit about Marvel Studios TV slate. So this is what's dropping for the rest of this year, and some of what they're talking is dropping through 2025. So we got What If Season 3 is we just found out that they're going to be dropping that in December of this year. Season 3 is dropping December 22nd, and it's also going to be the last season, they've said. So we're getting the final season, a surprise drop. What If Season 3 is dropping in December? Okay. We're getting Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Wait, so I might have to, because we're probably going to cover What If, so I might have to get back on the Disney Plus. Dang it.
It's good. You're doing the juggle. He's doing the juggle. The Spider-Man, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is dropping January 25th, I believe. Okay. Or it's dropping January of 2025 at least. I'm medium on what I've seen of it. I'm medium on that one, I think.
All right.
Daredevil Born Again is dropping March 4th, and it looks good. Like it looks really good. And we know Punisher's in it. We know Kingpin's in it. He's not Hawaiian shirt Kingpin. This content looks dark. This content looks Frank Miller textured. It looks good. This content looks good.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Ironheart is dropping June 24th.
That's still a thing.
They're saying it's gonna save the MCU.
Oh, they have wishful thinking.
Amen. They're saying it's gonna save the MCU. Ironheart's coming out, and the latest trailer drop for that also looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, it looks pretty good. Eyes of Wakanda is dropping August 26th.
This is a show?
This is, I believe, a show. Yeah, this is Marvel TV, their TV slate. So Eyes of Wakanda is going to drop in August.
Okay.
It looks pretty good. Marvel Zombies is getting its own show, and that's dropping in October of 2025 for Halloween, a year from now. And Wonder Man is dropping 2025. Hey, look, it's Brent from Age of Grogu. If you guys are looking for good Star Wars content, or really just good content in general, go check out Brent's podcast, Brent Age of Grogu. He says, "Hey there, Jack. I found the proposed title list of the What Is episodes for season 3. It's apparently unofficial channels, so I'm not sure if they're all correct." Yeah, share the list, Brent. Share the list. We'll check it out. We love giving bad information and false news on this podcast, so if it ends up being wrong, that's okay. Let's see. In other news, we got some comic book news. It'd be better if I had some titles. I have some pictures on my phone. I'll flash up. They're not great, but I'll show it to you.
So
We
the
got some
Eyes
comic
of
books.
Wakanda is looking like it's gonna follow the bodyguards, right? Or at least the shaved head one. I forgot her name. Sorry.
Right.
That's
I
pretty
think
alright.
that's right. Yeah.
I can get with that.
Well, it's Wakanda, so you know it's good fun. Speaking of Wakanda, here's another crossover, and it's a Predator crossover. We got this comic book coming out. It is, sorry for the glare, but it's Predator versus Black Panther.
That'll work. That could work.
Well, the
Absolutely.
Predators fought aliens. They fought Batman. Why not fight Wakanda? And it takes place in Wakanda, so I think they're gonna activate everybody. We got the Absolute Superman comic is dropped.
Okay.
So I'm actually anxious to pick that up. We got the Absolute Batman episode 2 is dropping.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, talk about just massive. How big this guy looks like he's 8 foot.
He's huge. He's huge.
That's what she said. And then we got this little Batman.
Oh,
This is so
wow.
messed up though.
A little chibi Batman.
Yeah, look at that though. What's he looking at? It looks like
Uh,
his butler. Like his dad and his butler's out. Little Batman. So so those comics are dropping. Oh, check this guy out. We're getting a Spider-Man animated series Venom
okay.
action figure just dropping. And then yeah, you showed this guy.
Show that guy.
He looks good. The Hot Toys. So that's comic book news. We got the Batmans, the Absolute Supermans.
Did you see Martian Manhunter in the canceled George Miller's
Oh my
Justice
God.
League Immortals?
Wait, you got a picture of that? Well, throw it up. We got to be grateful it didn't work.
Oh man.
Hey Brent, if you're still on, tell us what you thought of Star Wars Skeleton Crew. Have you guys seen the latest trailer for Star Wars Skeleton Crew? Have you seen this, Rich?
I might have. Where is
It
this
looks. I mean,
thing?
it looks like Goonies in space. It looks exactly like this '80s
That-
vibe, Goonies in
that's
space.
that's how it looked for the first trailer. Like, how much more are they going to show us?
They showed a lot more. They showed a lot more. And what's odd about it is definitely it's got a like American suburban feel to it.
Yes, which made no sense to me, but yes.
Well, it's like the first Star Wars content that feels like it's not set in the Star Wars universe, and then the kids leave and they end up entering the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
This is where I love to get Brent involved in this conversation because he's kind of like, oh yeah, look at this guy.
There
We're
he
all over
is.
this. So this movie did not end up getting made. I'm sure it would have been fun. I'm sure there would have been a lot of explosions in it. You know,
Sure, yeah. A lot of explosions.
look at this
Like
guy's neck, man. This guy's neck is no joke.
look at his gut. Like, he looked like someone wrote down, looked like he has a roid gut. Like, he's been juicing. And he's coming down off of that. Oh
Well,
man.
you know, it's like, I mean, he's an alien, so it kind of
Yeah.
works. But you know what? It just looks like Mad Max with green skin, though. Like
Yeah.
this looks like he could be just a Mad Max character. Brent said, "I just texted you." Okay, what is this? What if the other half bleep? So these are the titles of the what if episodes. Probably. Got you.
Oh, wow.
Captain Marvel.
The other half blipped. Huh. Okay.
What if Wakanda watched musicals instead of sitcoms? What? What if Pedro survived Ultron?
Okay.
Oki took the heart-shaped herb.
All right. Tiamat.
Kafu chose Peter Parker. That might be kind of interesting. So what if Peter Parker ended up being Moon Knight?
Didn't
That
they
could be
have
cool.
something like that? Oh no, Deadpool became Moon Knight.
What if what if Natasha Romanoff were Vormer? Oh, survived. What if she survived? Well, she probably did. Oh, Natasha. Sorry. So he's talking about Black Widow. Skeleton. Okay, so trailer Skeleton Crew looks interesting. I'm holding my reservations till I see the final show, but it looks different for Star Wars. It definitely looks different for Star Wars. ETC says it looks like Brock Lesnar and the Blob had a baby.
Yeah.
Wanda, what does that mean, Brent? Wanda. Um,
ETC also asked, which I believe, yeah, I should probably, don't you have that? Did you pick that up?
what's this? What do you say,
The
guys?
Christopher Reeves 1978 Superman?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to show it off. So yeah, I pre-ordered mine. Um, yeah, just waiting for it to show up. I also, it was supposed to show up at my house October 31st. They released the Eradicator. The Mayfax Eradicator was released, so I'm hoping to see that in the mail. I ordered it over a year ago, so
Oh, wow. Okay.
hopefully they got my change of address. Last ETC comment. With these vintage looking cartoon shows that Marvel has been coming out with, X-Men 97, etc., I'm curious if that's going to make a video game based concept. Well, I would dig that. You know what I've been missing is a good side scroller for some of these properties.
Yeah.
All right. And the last bit of news, unless you've got any news to add, here's the last bit of news. Tom Cruise is currently in discussions to star in a Days of Thunder sequel.
Okay. So anyway, Sir Ridley Scott, he's in the works of making a new Alien movie, and this is separate from the Romulus sequel. So
Wait,
yeah,
what?
he's Ridley Scott is putting his alien hat back on, and he's making a new movie, and it's going to be separate from the Romulus sequel. So it's a totally different alien movie.
That's the problem with all these alien movies right now. They're all totally different. You know what?
Yeah,
And Romulus is good. We just give us a sequel to that.
yeah.
Um,
Also, because I watched him in, was it Fear the Walking Dead? No, The Walking Dead. We're getting a modern cowboy in the DCU. Fear the Walking Dead cast member, what is his real name? Garrett Dillahunt, he was actually pretty charming in Fear the Walking Dead. Like old school, like kind of Western sharpshooter, quick
right.
draw McGraw. Yeah. So he will be playing a William McCann, and who is described as a modern cowboy and a self-righteous conspiracy-minded man. Okay. Oh, whose mask was ruthless ambition behind a charming and calculated facade. He could make that happen because he has a charming facade in the Fear the Walking Dead. He's a very charming guy.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. All right, I'll probably maybe watch it. I don't know.
So Brent said I misread the title. It wasn't Wakanda watches musical. It's Wanda watches musicals instead of sitcoms. So we see where that episode is going to go.
God.
Oh, look at Rich's response.
Oh,
And Catherine is said to be returning for this episode. So we're going to get a mini Wanda vision where they're all doing musical numbers.
yeah.
Interesting. Did I order it? Yes, I ordered it online through, I believe, GameStop, or I might have just went straight from McFarlane Direct. I did not have to go through Titan Toys though. Usually, if I can't get it from McFarlane, I'll do GameStop because I've had a couple bad experiences with Amazon.
Hmm.
Pre-orders. If it's not pre-order, it's normally not a problem. But pre-orders with Amazon sometimes they should do Punisher the musical. Well, we saw Joker the musical, and we saw how that worked out. So yeah,
Definitely saw that.
why not do that?
Actually, let me take that back. I didn't see it. You did though, right?
Yeah,
You said you saw it? Yeah, you did.
yeah, I did actually. So Brent just texted me. She's coming back for the What If series
Okay.
dropping in December. Guess that's dropping in December. All right, that was the news. You got any more news?
Nah, that's it.
All right, well then I think it's time for a debate.
Here we go.
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, here's the debate. Since we're not covering a show, we're gonna do a little bit of a warm-up questionnaire, and then we'll get into our debate. So, Rich, you're a gamer. I too enjoy my share of good video games.
Mhm.
First question is, do you think violence in video games contributes to real-world aggression?
Now, I want to say no, right? Because I believe, something fictional shouldn't be really stirring you up. But looking at people nowadays, they're freaking idiots. They're idiots. They're weak minded. And some of them will really sit there and look at something fictional and like draw it into their real life and be like, oh no, like for example, like having a crush on like an e-girl or something. Like there's some people that are actually thinking that, oh no, this is my girlfriend. Let me give her more money. Let me stalk her. Let me do all these things. This is my girl. So it's hard because back in the day, me growing up as old as I am, I would 100% be like, no, like all of my friends have played video games that have violence in it, and none of us had this, propensity to go out there and like start flipping over cars or whatever the case may be. But
Right.
nowadays, people are actually trying to live this GTA lifestyle, and it's wild. Like we're watching it on, at least I am. I'm watching it on my feed every day. Like they're sitting there running from the cops, like not just running from the cops, but they're streaming themselves running from the cops and doing all types of wild stuff. So I don't know. I just think it's just not so much video games. I think it's just life is becoming so virtual, and like people are trying to get this level of like fame or like clout or whatever the case may be. So they start doing a thing to make themselves famous.
I see
And
that.
and it's also, I mean, there's so many other aspects to it. I don't think it's just the video game part of it. It's also like your parenting, who raising you, the morals instilled in you from as a child. Like some people just don't have no guidance, and video games is their guidance through life, which is scary. So
Hey, get
I
some
can
light on here. I'm
I can
listening. No, I
I
hear you.
can kind of see. So it's like I want to say no and believe in my old ways, but as of lately, if you're going to be realistic with everything, and you're looking at the world, kind of it is. It kind of is like drawing a little bit of the violence, which is wild. It's wild to me.
Yeah, I don't know if I could blame video games because if we're, oh, that's a little harsh. I mean, violence is something as old as time. You know,
Right.
we've had violence in society since the dawn of man. Unfortunately, I will say what I think is happening, kind of like you're talking about, like we see this GTA stuff happening, is we see people trying to trend, and we see people. You could say that the Fast and the Furious movies have definitely had an effect on car culture and stuff like that. But there was also street races and stuff before those
Yes, there were.
movies,
Yeah.
and now there's just more people. And when you put large groups of people together, you're going to get stupid behavior.
Yeah.
So I would say no. In fact, I would say if anything, it might be an outlet for some people to avoid aggressive tendencies.
That's what I originally agree with. Yes, I would 100% because, for example, my father, police officer, right, upstanding police officer, but when he plays GTA, all he's doing is committing crimes. Like we'll sit there and count out how many police officers he shoots and how many helicopters he brings down, and be happy with himself. You know, all up until the military comes after him. I'll be like, okay, Dad, you know the missions you can do, right? Yeah, but I like to just come out here and start shooting things. I'm like, okay, Dad, sure. Because it's like, I get it, yeah, because that could be an outlet. Because you can't go out there and just start speeding down the road. I mean, you can, but there's consequences beyond that. But you can
Right.
do this within a game, and have yourself a good time, and then go back to your regular life.
Yeah.
But again, nowadays, man, it's
Yeah, and
yeah.
we're yeah, and yeah. I mean, I enjoy it. So, do I think it adds to it? No, but I think you're right about a weak-minded person's gonna pull anything as an example or an excuse. If they're looking for it, you'll find it every time. And ETC says I'm right. He goes, listen, Cain and Abel and a rock. And I go, yeah, yeah. It's a story as old as time, unfortunately. Second question: microtransactions. Do you think microtransactions are a fair business models or just a good way to exploit players?
Okay. I'm gonna be flip flopping on this one a little bit too as well because uh, a financially savvy person, right, who has control over what they buy and whatnot, and they don't just like sporadically buy stuff, then they're going to be good. Like you're going to see like a bundle for like Call of Duty, right? You're like, I like that. I want to rock with that skin. I'm gonna get that, and they'll buy that skin. They'll spend like the $5 to buy the skin, right? But then you have people who just buy everything, and then you got the transactions that kind of are what they call pay to win,
Pay to
right?
play?
Yeah, no, not pay to play, just pay to win.
Huh.
Pay to play is just like a subscription. But like a pay to win is like you get a skin that kind of blends you with the background, or you get a gun that kind of is kind of transparent, so you can see way more of the screen than a regular person. So they call it pay to win, but nowadays people are just straight up hacking. But anyway, we ain't talking about that. But yeah, so I mean, there's degrees to it because I know what was it? It was not Battlefield. It was I think it was a Star Wars. I think Battlefront, where they're having a major problem with that. And that was like a whole thing. So yes and no. It kind of takes away if you're just thinking about just buying all of the stuff. But I mean, you can still enjoy the game as long as there's no microtransaction that actually hinders the game. If it's just like a bundle pack for this, that, and the third, whatever. But as long as it's not like a transaction where it's like, okay, in order for you to get past the rest of the story, you have to buy this bundle. You have to buy this. You have to buy that.
Yeah. Which, if I'm being honest, it happens a lot more with like apps, like
Hmm.
game
Yeah.
apps on your phone or on your tablet or your iPad or whatever. And the problem with those games is like I went through it the hard way. And this is a long time ago, back when I was still living in New York. I was really into this Marvel card game that was an app on my phone,
Okay.
and it was yeah, I know. But you collected like exclusive cards, and there was like legendary cards and epic cards and all these cool cards, right?
Hmm.
But it got to a certain point where unless you were getting those really exclusive cards, you couldn't play the game anymore. And the only way to really get those exclusive cards were to pay pay for the bundle of cards to open,
Okay.
So it's like a dollar. I'm like, okay, dollar for 5 cards, not bad. But then it's like $10, or it was like, look, man, it was bad at one point. I think I spent $50 one time and I got like 100 cards. I was like, cool. And then I'm playing, but then the game bottoms out again. You're like, Jesus, man, what am I going to buy? Am I going to do it again? If I spend $50 on a free phone app game, I should be able to just keep going, right?
Yeah.
It's not the case with some of these games. And so you really have to keep paying in order to play a free and otherwise free game, but it bottoms out. Meaning it gets so hard that unless you have these exclusive things, you just can't play. you just keep dying. And so you're like, and then you get in this weird phase where you've invested so much money into it. The only smart thing to do is just completely cut it off.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what happened to me, Rich. The game discontinued.
Oh, okay.
And that's where I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's why I've not spent, like, I got a little pretty into Pokemon Go for a minute,
Uh-huh.
and you can spend hundreds of dollars on that game, thousands of dollars on that game. But after going through the Marvel thing, I was like, I'm not spending a penny on this game
Right.
because it's a really popular phone game, but that don't mean I'm gonna have it in like 5 years from now or 10 years from now and just turn it on and play. It's not like a Genesis game.
Listen, speaking of phone games, when I got into my accident and I was just laid up, there was a game that I was playing for like the first like maybe like 3 months. It was an MMO space game. So you pretty much build up like this whole kind of like StarCraft a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going through the map, finding resources, and if you don't have enough resources, obviously you can't expand your fleet, right? And then on top of that, you have guilds, and then there'll be bigger teams coming after you, wiping you out. So you kind of have to spend money. Long story short, do not game while on Percocets because I spent like $350. My guy, when I sobered up, I was like, "What just happened here?"
And you got nothing to show for it.
I got nothing to show for it. I was part of a guild and we were wrecking shop for a little bit, but then I was just like, wait, like I weaned myself off. I'm like, I don't need the perks today. So I was
Yeah.
just like, wait, why am I? Did I just? I did. Holy crap, I did. It was wild. It was a wild time.
Yeah. And I feel like that's different than a DLC drops to expand the game, or you can
Right.
get a really exclusive weapon for gameplay enjoyment. Like I like that. That's different. So one time purchase, you say yes or no. So I don't think that like that's necessarily criminal, but I think it is kind of criminal I think it is exploitative to put a player in a position where you give them something and they enjoy it, but they cannot continue to enjoy that thing unless they drop money. And then even after they agree to drop money, they have to continue to drop money just to do the basic gameplay. That
Right.
I think is incredibly exploitative and puts me off games real quick. Like free games are the biggest red flags for me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not unless you're talking like a Game Pass, because technically it's not free because you already paid a monthly subscription.
That's different. That's subscription based.
Yeah.
Right. And you're looking at a subscription, which is cool. I don't mind that. And that lets, it's like, to me, that's like a sampling platter. You can just sample what you want. Okay. Do you think what's more important for you in the success of enjoyment of a game? Story, gameplay, mechanics, or the visuals?
Ooh, I can only pick one of the three,
I know.
or can I do
I
like a
know.
combination?
Well, pick one and then, you can explain how you'd rather it be. I mean, obviously, those are the three major things you need for a game to work. But what's
Right.
the most important is the question.
I'm gonna say gameplay because you can 100% play a mid looking game with a mid storyline, but if it plays good and you enjoy yourself and you're enjoying how it plays, then you can have a good time with it. Like I've definitely played games that there was next to no storyline and the visuals were but it played great,
Mm.
and I enjoyed myself. Um, what was the game? I mean, it's that had a storyline. There was a Hexen 64. There was another one where it was like a three. You're on like flying bikes and you just flying around, just destroying objectives. Like I don't even know if there was actual storyline to it. You're flying through like a maze system, destroying stuff, and you can put on bots or you can go in there split screen. And I had more time just playing that, and the graphics weren't that great. Like I said, I don't remember what the storyline was, but the gameplay itself was fun. I enjoyed it. I played it with my brother plenty of times, and we'll sit there and play that thing for hours. Even Hexen was more fantasy based. The graphics weren't that great. Don't remember what the storyline was, but we were going through dungeons just wrecking shop and trying not to get turned into pigs and squashed. You know?
No, I think you're right. I mean, I want to say story, but that's not true. I don't think that's entirely true with video games. I enjoy a game better when the story is great, and it definitely helps the experience tremendously. But I mean, even a game like do you ever play Meat Boy?
I had it saved. I haven't touched it though.
It's just a weird little side scroller jumping game where you try not to get, demolished. But it's
Okay.
fun gameplay. There's no story. The graphics are as rudimentary as you can get. Or like The Binding of Isaac. You ever play that game?
No.
Yo, you'd actually probably really like that game, Binding of Isaac. It's disturbing, like visually disturbing. Every level is auto generated, so it's never the same. Um, it's kind of, it's not side scroll exactly. It's kind of like a bird's eye, almost a bird's eye view. Not exactly bird's eye either. But it's messed up. It's like a little messed up dungeon crawler game.
Okay.
Not incredible storyline, not incredible graphics, but it's fun gameplay. So I think you're right. I think I'd say if for a video game to really work, it's got to have good gameplay ability. But you think of something like Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger didn't have great graphics. It did at the time, not now. But the storyline was so great. Like that story made that game pop in a really special way. So I know that Sonic didn't have a great story, but it was really good gameplay.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that one. I'll say gameplay for a video game has to work, or it just doesn't work. Because we're getting some really great visuals now, and it's not helping the success of some games.
Yeah, like one game in particular, Anthem. For those who remember Anthem, that came out. It looked great. It didn't play too bad either. It's just the storyline and that was just pretty. I mean, that was a whole nother thing. The world was empty. That was a whole other issue why that game flopped. But it looked great. It played all right. Its story was pretty bad, or subpar. I don't know. And then the world just felt empty. Other than that, outside of trying to find things to do, like I had fun flying around, but that lasted for like what, maybe all of 30 minutes, and then you're just like, what am I doing in this game?
Right.
I still grind that out a little bit in that. Me and my brother. Like, that's another thing. You have a good teammate on your side. You have a good person to play with that you play with all the time. You can pretty much play any type of garbage game.
That's part of the experience,
yourself.
though. Yeah. That couch co-op is a real thing. I mean, the Ninja Turtle side scroller, man. I can't tell you how many hours I clocked into that thing with 5 siblings going at it. It was always a good time.
Yeah.
Or like Streets of Rage or all those games were just fun. Running around doing nothing. Golden Axe, those games. Talk about vintage game players. Talk to vintage game players. Sorry. Games don't have to look visually perfect, but the gameplay makes everything, says ETC. For instance, he got his Nintendo working, and I'm sure he's loving it. And you're right. Like I bought one of those consoles that let you put in Nintendo, Genesis, or Super Nintendo cartridges, and I've just been playing all these old school games that I haven't had a console for them lately. So this thing plays all of them.
Okay.
It was like $50, so cheap, and it's great. So I was doing the side scroller X-Men the other day. I popped in my Mega Man game from Nintendo. I have my Death of Superman game I popped in. These games, some of them, not surprisingly, don't really hold up. They don't have great story. They don't have great graphics, and they don't have great gameplay. But what they do have is nostalgia. So to pop in that game that you had when you were 10 and actually sit there and play it again, it's like, there's something gratification in this nostalgia factor, you know. All right, last game question. This revolves the future of gaming. Do you
Okay.
think virtual reality will become the dominant form of gaming in the next decade?
I don't. I'll be honest with you. I don't. I think we're still going to have consoles. I mean, whether we'll have new consoles or they're just going to be making games for the latest generation. I don't think virtual game like explain virtual gaming. Like, what are we talking? Like headsets?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think so. I don't think so. Like headsets are fun and everything, but these things are cumbersome, man. Like these things are like you're sitting with this thing on your head. Like you could sit and game with a controller in your hand for hours on end, right?
Yeah.
Maybe get a little hand cramp or wrist cramp or whatever, if that. But this thing has weight to it. If you add accessories on it, like I got this holds an extra battery for more life. This thing, like you're sweating. You're sweating all over the place. You're physically active. A lot of people don't want all that. They don't want to be doing all this. They just want to move their thumbs and their fingers around. It's this thing is a lot. Now, if you're talking like on some, if we're talking like a real like future ride, like you kind of like sit in your room and everything is just projected out, and then you can play like that. I can see that happening. But
Yeah,
if you're
that's
talking
not
about
the next
headsets,
that's not the next 10 years. I mean, that
yeah,
might be the next 50 years. 100 years, you know.
yeah,
Like
I don't see
ETC,
headsets. I don't see headsets being the thing.
right. Like ETC is right. Like unless it's like Star Trek level, I don't think so because and here's my problem with the headsets. I wear glasses, so you gotta adjust them or you gotta figure that one out.
Yep.
And you're sweating, man. Like those things are hot.
Yes. Yes,
And
they
it's
are.
not like if I go to a friend's house, we just sit and game. But if I'm popping on his sweaty ass headset that he's been sweating in, I'm like, I know you've been sweating in it. Like
Uh,
I don't know. So I don't think so. I think it's kind of like I think it's like I went to the movies the other day and I saw Venom,
okay.
and I didn't realize that the ticket I bought was 3D. And I sat there going, well, they
Mm,
gave me the glasses as I'm walking in. And they go 3D, and I'm like, "Ah, damn. I try not to buy 3D tickets because again, I wear glasses, so I got to wear glasses over my glasses.
yeah.
And I'm like, I don't prefer it, and I feel like until they crack the code where they make glassesless 3D,
Mm,
which come on guys, I'm sure that's in our future. It's not there yet though, but you tell me you can't project it in 3D? You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out eventually.
hopefully.
Anyway, I think it's a I think it's I think it'll fizzle out until it gets like incredibly like better. Like until it gets
Yeah.
better. Like Ready Player One. But Ready Player One, he's still in a full body suit.
A full body suit on a treadmill or whatever that thing is
You know
called.
he's sweating.
Like absolutely. Absolutely.
Like
That is a full workout. Like, I'm
Chris
sorry.
this time next year, if he's just playing his VR game all the time, he's gonna look like a string bean.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't see that one. Okay. All right. That's our warm-up question. Here's the debate. We've had a ton of crossovers. DC versus Marvel, Marvel versus Capcom, all kinds of crossover events. Uh, a Predator versus Batman. Now he's fighting Black Panther.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. So here's the question. I want you to come up with the absolute worst crossover pairing imaginable. For example, Avengers versus the Teletubbies,
Yeah.
or Harry Potter enters the Twilight Saga.
All right.
All right. Something that just fundamentally doesn't work. Now they might coincide, like I don't know, Terminator versus Wally or something. Like you're dealing with robots.
Hmm.
So it can team up like that. But what's a really terrible crossover event? And then what I want you to do is sell it to me. I want you to make lemonade out of this lemon of an idea. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right. I don't have no best runners up. I was kind of just spitballing this as I was going grocery shopping because I was recuperating all day. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I was sleeping. I'm gonna go with Laura Croft, the Tomb Raider Laura Croft, and Dora the Explorer. It's a team up. Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Dora the
I
Explorer.
kind of see that. It could
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
Dora the Explorer is she finds her kind of in the jungle while looking for a temple. And then she kind of takes this kid who's been living off on her own for a few years and who's not mentally all there because she talks to things like, her backpack and her monkey, right? And stuff like that. So she takes her along, and Dora the Explorer at times helps Laura find ways into the temple, but other times becomes a nuisance because she's now talking to like imaginary people, and she hears noises that kind of triggers the PTSD on how she got separated from her parents, or her parents may have passed for some horrific way, which made her go into this fantasy world. So now Laura Croft has to go out, save the world through finding relics in the temple, and at the same time rehabilitate her newfound sidekick and bring her back into the world of reality. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Oh, you
I
know
mean, it's
what?
good. No, it's good bad. It's like I guess that's the whole point, right? We're like
Yeah.
you were describing this, and I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want to watch that. This is a good bad crossover event. Uh, okay, okay. Let me get mine. SpongeBob teams up with Aquaman.
Okay.
So you'd have so I wouldn't want to see this content, but I think we got like live action Jason Momoa. Aquaman
Wow.
teams
Okay.
up with cartoon SpongeBob. like
That
like
just seems like a SpongeBob show. All right, we keep going.
he kind of does, right? And so you have like the ocean is somehow draining itself.
All right.
And where does the guy live? Krabby Town, Krabby Patties,
I
Krabby
forgot.
Bottom, wherever.
Bikini Bottom.
That's the Bikini Bottom. So Bikini Bottom's like losing water. The whole ocean's losing water.
Okay.
There's something going on, and Aquaman's like he's picking up on ocean distress, and somehow he finds himself in Bikini Bottom, and so he's got to team up with SpongeBob to get to the root of why the ocean's draining itself. It'd actually be probably pretty funny. All right, I had another bad idea.
Okay. All right.
This is my runner-up bad idea. I was like, what if Michael from The Office were in like Jurassic Park? so you had like the Office characters in the Jurassic Park setting, but it's being filmed like an episode of The Office where they're like, breaking the fourth wall and explain what's going on.
Right. Now I need to know: are camera crews dying? Like, what's
Yes,
happening?
exactly. It would have to be, right? It would have to be.
Okay.
Like, this is a bad idea, but
I might watch that though.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Like that might be the one of the three where like it actually probably be pretty hysterical after a while.
Yeah.
But it'd be like what if he's like attempting to motivate a T-Rex?
What?
You know what I mean? Because it's Michael. The guy's nuts. Brent's got a team up movie. Wait, let's see what he's saying. Batman teams up with Adam West. The Batman movie teams up with Adam West Batman. That's just an interesting crossover.
Yeah.
It probably would be pretty outrageous. probably would be pretty outrageous. We would need. They're about as polarizing a comparison as you can get.
Yeah, because like the Batman is like, this moody, depressed person where you got Adam West's Batman just cracking jokes out here. He's like, hey,
Pow, whiz,
ha,
bang.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and you know there's some sick people that would actually probably really enjoy that crossover event. Which if we could have actually seen, if we were going to see any kind of Adam West brought into any of the modern day telling, the Flash movie would have been the opportunity for that. Like that actually might have worked.
Oh yeah,
As
when he's
like,
going through
as
all
like
the, yeah, definitely.
yeah, missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Good idea. Missed opportunity. Connie Alaska says she would watch that Jurassic Park team up. Yo, man, we should pitch this content. I think we just stumbled onto something really funny.
That would be hilarious. I don't. That I'll watch. I'll watch that 100%.
Okay, ETC's got a bad mashup for us.
Okay.
He says Parks and Recreation in either War of the Worlds or Dawn of the Dead.
Okay.
Yeah, that works, because I would go Dawn of the Dead, because now you got that kind of like crazy office vibe.
Kind of hiding from the wait, are we talking about the remake? We talking about Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, or are we talking about Romero's Dawn of the Dead? Which one are we talking about here? Are we talking fast runners or the slow creepers?
I think you go fat. Well, slow creepers let something like Parks and Recreation have those fourth wall breakout moments better.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna have to go with slow creepers. Yeah.
Yeah, those are some good ones. All right, so that's the debate. Let's see. I didn't do any recommendations.
Okay.
Chris handles recommendations, and I just never think of it.
I don't either.
Let's do this. Let's put it to anyone still watching the show out there. I'm looking for something to watch this week. Can you recommend? I'm not saying we're going to talk about it. We probably won't talk about it. But what is one thing we should consider watching this week? Any recommendations from the audience?
From the audience, I'm gonna tell you right now. First of all, Snyder Zombies. I don't know if you can have a park wreck with Snyder Zombies. That'd be crazy. That'd be insane.
Well, what Snyder did so well is, wasn't he the first one to give us fast zombies? I think he was.
I believe so. Yeah.
Which is actually, why wouldn't they be fast? Like, they got to be hungry. I'll take old or new shows. Any good recs this week, old or new, or movies. Look, beggars can't be choosers. Beggars can't be choosers. If I were going to give one recommendation for content that I enjoyed that's still out, and then you should watch.
I should be watching From. I'm gonna let you know right now. I don't know why you guys are not watching From.
You keep saying that. The only reason I haven't started From is it's on, what is it on? Hulu?
It's on Prime. You have no excuse.
From is on Prime?
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, you're right. It's on MGM Plus. Excuse me.
That's why I'm not watching it.
Okay. All right.
And the trailer for that looked now, do you think From is better than Teacup?
I'm gonna say they're kind of like, they're right there.
Right.
I would say if you want to get into something like fantasy wise, I would say do Teacup because it's only 8 episodes right now. So just
From
jump right into
Teacup.
Yeah, From is 3 seasons. Yeah, and I think they're like 10 episodes a season.
Yeah. Connie Alaska says Harold and Maude. The new Quiet Place movie. Harold and Maude is great. It's a movie. It's kind of a one of one movie. There's really nothing else quite like it. It's a really great film. It's not content adjacent for us. Do you know this film, Rich?
I do not.
It's kind of a quirky, dark I don't want to say romantic comedy. It's a really great film, though. Quiet Place. I heard the new Quiet Place movie was not so good. Connie Alaska, are you?
It wasn't good. Yeah, it was a lot of things that just weren't making sense. A lot. wasn't
ETC
making
says Crisis on Infinite Earths 1, 2, 3. Just see how it. I was gonna say, right, because I couldn't even bring myself to watch the third one, which just dropped on HBO. After watching the second one, and I wasn't really excited about watching the second one after the third one, but I figured I'd give it a shot.
I'm not watching the third one. I already watched the first and second one. I was like, what did I put myself through?
Right. Did you watch the third one, ETC? And can you get that time back? He said, or you could watch Inside Man.
The Inside Man.
Inside Man, British TV show, tech guy who infiltrates the company to destroy it from within.
Oh, I'm thinking of a different Inside Man. Okay, I'm thinking one with
You're thinking of the
Denzel
Bank
Washington.
Vault movie with,
Yeah.
and Eric Bana. I think it's Eric Bana. All right. Well, those are some good recommendations. Thank you for watching. Chris is gone. Lawrence is gone, but they probably be back next week. So hopefully that's the case. I'm going to hold my breath. All right, man. That's the show. Thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your enemies and friends about us.
All of them.
And do you want to play us out?
Yeah.
Rich?
Listen, we're gonna do the way I close it out. Listen, all the negativity in the world, go tell someone you love them. All right.
Ooh.